Another hero's path. Question is, should you go for it? So, in this video, what I'll talk about is Edward Kenway himself, the event in itself, and if you should go for him or not, and where this guy could actually be decent. Now, as far as the kit, I also will speculate a little bit about how much he will cost, basing it off of previous Heroes Path where we've chased champions and how much it costs. But first thing, let's go through his kit, okay? His A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. Each hit will also, with each hit will decrease the target's turn meter by 25% instead if the attack is critical. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. Buff, debuff, chance can be booked to 100%. Then we have A2. This fucking claps, okay? Well, I'm just pointing out. When I saw this icon, however, I really thought there would be some HP burn, and it isn't, and I'm kind of sad about it. Anywho, attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit steals all buffs from all enemies and decreases each enemy's turn meter by 20%. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under Perfect Veil or Veil. The second hit has a 75% chance of placing a sleep debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. This debuff will ignore any block debuffs if the attack is critical. So yeah, you know what? I have a little bit to speak about the A2, but let's just keep going. So the A3 attacks one enemy before attacking, places a Perfect Veil buff on this champion as well as any other assassins on the team for 2 turns. I just want to point out something with this ability. The assassins, they're not synergizing as well as the turtles are doing. You can play like them very separately and they're being decent. And if you play all of them together, I mean, some of the assassins need some Veil or Perfect Veil. I mean, this guy places that, but there's also other champions that can place that. So I mean, this, I don't know. However, we'll ignore shield, stone skin, and block damage buffs. Place a block revive debuff if the target is killed. Then we have the passive, as all the other assassins have the same passive. Whenever an enemy's HP drops below 25%, after receiving damage from any assassin, they receive additional damage proportional to this champion's attack. This bonus damage will ignore 100% of the target's defense and cannot be critical. Then we have this last thing here. Keelhaul. Each hit inflicted by the champion has a 50% chance of placing a 100% snare debuff on the target for 2 turns. Whenever this champion kills an enemy, place 100% in snare debuff on all other enemies for 2 turns and decreases their turn meter by 20%. These effects cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. This champion inflicts 20% more damage against targets under and snare debuffs. Okay, in general, this guy claps, okay? Me personally, when I was up against him in Live Arena, I'm not gonna forget this moment for a long time. Reason being is he used his A2 and then it was over. Like, my entire team died. So he can hit really hard. Then there's been people talking about the whole Mercurial set and how it sort of kind of ruins PvP a little bit or a little bit. It kind of, I guess, counters him to some degree. And for that reason, him being squishy deals a lot of damage. I mean, he is decent for PvP. I feel like if I would have picked him anywhere, it would be in PvP. But I think Mercurial sort of counters him a little bit. However, Mercurial kind of fucks it up for a lot of champions, to be fair. As far as, like, the turn meter decrease is kind of nice if you need it on specific bosses in PvE, I guess. The sleep in PvE, I don't know. Like, I rarely use it. Maybe Sand Devil, but I'm not sure if this guy is a good Sand Devil champion. His A2 at least claps. Placing a perfect veil on all the other assassins. I mean, chances are you're probably not gonna play all the assassins at the same time. Will ignore shield, stone skin, block buffs. Plays a block revive. Again, I feel like this is a very PvP sort of ability. The only other way I feel like block revive is decent is when you're playing in Grim Forest and you're on the last stage and you have a boss that's reviving a lot of mobs and it's just gonna be like super annoying. Having a block revive can be nice. But other than that, I don't know. I will, however, say, but this is me personally, I am struggling with Bannerlords. I'm almost done, entirely done. Look at this. I am almost entirely done with the normal, okay? I've got 15 points to go, and we got Lydia. Hell yeah, but we are struggling, I think, the most in Bannerlords. 44 stars. And he's Bannerlord. So that's saying something. And you're probably going to get use of him in hard as well. But all in all, will I go for this guy? No. He deals nice damage, okay? I think I didn't play so much Assassin's Creed, and I think he was a part of Black Flag, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you want him to for the sort of nostalgia reasons, I 100% understand that. I had a similar thing with Raphael. See, the thing is, Raphael is my favorite turtle, but he was also the least turtle I wanted. But they synergize way, like, oh, big time, really nice. So I was like, you know what, kind of have to get him. He's my favorite, so I feel like, hey, dude, yeah, man. Cowabunga and shit, you know, pizza. Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. Anywho, that is actually true. It is true. But I don't give a shit. Get it? Pun intended. That being said, from the anniversary event, I fucking bankrupted myself. Okay, we climbed up a little bit. We do not swipe for shards, and if you do swipe for shards, we still love you. Okay, we still love you. It's okay. It's okay. But I personally don't. I was very close to doing that here, but man, okay, just a little bit off topic. I spent like 12 primal shards from the anniversary path just to get a couple more like points. Then 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, they bring a 2x primal. Man, we could have gone like 3 mythical. I'm kidding. No, but like, you know, a little bit annoyed. But we're climbing ourselves up. Now, speaking of shards, okay, we're gonna get into... Hold on, let me pick it up. Here we go, okay? So, what we have here... I'm just gonna double check something. Cool. What we have here is 3 of the recent paths that involves champions, okay? So, in order for us to get... Man, guys, you guys remember the Heroes Path for Leo? And when it was announced and everyone got a hard on, like, yeah! Because it actually happened and we speculated like crazy for like 5 years if it's gonna happen or not, and then it happened. Now, how much Sacred Shards do we had to go for in order to get Leo? The answer is, ding ding ding, 25. 25 Sacred Shards in order to get Leo, okay? Then, I mean, this guy is a pretty old champion that really sucks, but if you got Crocat, you really wanted Shayak. Now, Shayak, he costs 76,500. That is the equivalent of 17 Sacreds. Yeah. I would not go for this either. I definitely did go for that, and I definitely went for the 5 stars per soul, you know? Saying? Yeah, I'm making sense right now. Then we have Balar, okay? Balar costs 99,750 points. That is the equivalent of about 22 Sacred Shards, okay? So, in order to get Squishy McSquish Pants, we're looking at, I'm guessing,
20 sacreds?
But I would never spend 20 sacreds on Edward Kenway. I would spend... Would I even spend 5 sacreds? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not sure if I would spend 5 sacreds on him. So that is sort of like what you guys can expect on spending when it comes to sacred shards. But with the Pirates event, there's not just Edward, okay? Let's take a little look at it. So, here's the sort of announcement. Pirates Path event for Edward Kenway starting on March 26th, 2026. Okay. Hey folks, this Thursday, March 26th, we're planning to launch the Pirates Path event, where you'll have the chance to get legendary champion Edward Kenway and other valuable goodies. You'll be able to earn points by summoning champion shards from champions, summoning champions from shards, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you can upgrade champions, but I've heard that if you only get Edward Kenway by upgrading champions, let me know how much resources and how much that cost you, because I think that's so resource heavy and very expensive. I mean, at that point, I would probably go for shards, honestly. The rewards that you can earn from this event include legendary champion Edward Kenway, his 5-star perfect soul avatar, and 400 Titan points and other rewards. Okay. That being said, so if we're looking at it, let's be fair. Let's say we need 18 sacreds for Edward. How many would we need for his soul? Okay, we can have a look at it a little bit here. Okay, let's say I mean taking another champion here completely. Okay, but let's just calculate a little bit quick on how much we needed to spend to get Leo and his soul. So we are going down. By the way, this website here, I just need to. I've shouted out before, but I need to shout it out again. This website is the website. Okay? That's all. Now, this website includes all Titan events, fusions, heroes path, bunch of tools and everything. Every time I'm sort of planning the next event, I'm using this website. This website will be in the description below, so you guys can plan ahead. The pirate one is not out yet, obviously, because it's technically not even out, so yeah. Anywho, let's say that we would go for Leo's soul. We need that key. We need to go down here, unlock this. Oh, you could go 2 different. No, you couldn't. Never mind. There we go. All right, let's calculate a little bit quick here. Hold on while I use brain, aka calculator. So it is 195,750. Okay, let's just keep that in mind here. Let's just do that. Oh, we can just do this actually. Divide that by 4,500. That is 43.5 sacred shards. Now, what we just want to look at though is, well, that's if we went for both. But also, I'm gonna be stupid. I'm gonna calculate just for the soul. I don't know why I would, but now I just want to do math because it arouses me. Holy fucking hell! Leo soul, 5-star perfect soul, 5-star soul. Yeah, 5-star perfect soul. I guess, yeah. 18 shards, and him alone 25 shards. Let's be nice and say that Edward would be, let's say, 15, and the perfect soul would be like 13. That's still 28 shards. That's 28 sacred shards. That being said, you can still pull different shards. The only reason why I'm saying sacred shards is it's the easiest way to calculate it, I guess. Obviously, you can pull ancient shards, void shards, primal shards, a bunch of mystery shards, 100%, and you can do a little bit of both. I also heard like you can get like 200 points, or you can skip about 200 points or 250 points from this event in order to sort of maximize the Titan event. I mean, it's 400 points. Look, that would go from milestone 1 to and halfway into 3rd just from this event. That is so much that I need to take a water break. So yeah. If you're going for the 5-star, it helps, I guess. And if you're a guy who's like, you know what, or girl, who's like, you know what, I'm going hard on the Titan event, and you just went for all the points, maybe might as well go for Edward. But still, that's like 30-ish shards for both him and the perfect 5-star perfect soul. So all in all, the rewards could be nice, but I'm like put it this way, I'm not gonna spend shards on it, and I am not going to waste my resources. So look at this. We have a CVC right now. That is kind of cool, but it's not personal, so who cares? Look at that. Boom. Let's click that. But, okay, here. We have some chickens. We have some pens. We have some apple pens. Pineapple pen, sorry. We have 7 regular books. We have 26 epic books, and we have 9 legendary tomes. Am I going to use this in this CVC? Hell no. We have some brews. Are we gonna use it? Hell no. We're waiting for personal CVC. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're not using it for the hero's path. We're not using it for this CVC. We're wasting it. We're using it on the personal reward CVC, because that is some juicy loot. Okay? Guys, are you going for Edward Kenway? Is he worth it? Is he not worth it? Or do you just want to collect him because he's part of the assassins and then he will be gone forever and then you can never, ever, 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 ever in your life get him again? Hashtag FOMO. I don't care. Edward, bye Edward. I don't care, okay? I want to spend my resources on something cooler. Yeah. Guys, I put out videos every 1 to 2 to 3 days, okay? If you like this sort of content, let me know with just, subscribing. We're growing, right? We're growing quite a bit. And we're getting a bunch of love from the live arena videos and everything. So really, really thankful for that, guys. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Gonna go for it? Not gonna go for it? Link is in the description of the website. Use that for future plans and like Heroes Path and everything. I'll see you guys next time.